others' mental disabilities to a further level, and also provides us with the opportunity to discuss with one another and to get to know each other at a more personal level, which in essence pretty much decreases the chances of any mental issues.
Dylan just mentioned something very important, the stigma around mental health in conservative societies, and obviously in Kuwait it's a fairly conservative society as well. What do you guys think we should do to combat that as a school, as universities, as educational institutions? What could be done?
I think what matters the most about this is the fact that we are the younger generation. We have more awareness on these kind of issues. So, for example, we are the generation that uses social media the most, and we have a wider understanding on mental health issues. So I think us as students, we can take action on that as well, instead of just relying on our parents or our teachers or any adult figures. I think we can just kind of take responsibility for that and make it our duty to raise awareness on these issues. And for example, as Dylan said, we can make this a discussion that is spoken about at home with our family members. Or for example, in Kuwait, usually we have weekly family gatherings. So we can make this a discussion for everyone to contribute and maybe change their perspective and their mindset on mental health issues in Kuwait.
I think when thinking about stigma, or thinking about any large-scale campaign that you want to run, really, the key thing is thinking about who are your audience and who are the influencers who can impact that audience. So I think, Dylan, you mentioned, for instance, there's maybe a divide in understanding between younger people and the older generation here in Kuwait. So thinking about, who are the key influencers? Is it people who are social media personalities? Is it even people who, for instance, like imams in mosques or something for a certain generation or a more conservative branch of society? Is it training teachers? Is it training ministries? So it needs kind of a cohesive campaign that targets kind of different audiences here in Kuwait. Not everyone's going to be necessarily on social media or following the same people that people of your generation or mine are going to be taking their influences from.
Fatima mentioned social media, and I think that's a very important issue to bring up actually, because social media not only is beneficial, but we have seen that post-COVID, a lot of youngsters have faced a lot of mental health issues because of social media, because of certain unrealistic expectations set by social media. So do you think it would really be a good idea for us to use social media to combat mental illnesses?
Social media is a very hard topic for me. If you asked me 2 months ago, is social media good for you? Straight away, I would have said yes. I love social media. I will admit it, I wouldn't say I'm addicted, but I do rely on it a lot, okay? And with social media, there are two sides to the sword. One side, I find it very empowering. That's just me personally. Not everybody has the same personality as me. Not everybody works the same way as me. But when I see somebody who's maybe a fitness influencer, and I see, oh wow, they have an amazing body, an amazing lifestyle, what that does to me is I want to work towards that lifestyle. I want to try and strive and achieve that lifestyle. However, social media isn't just positivity. Cyberbullying, hate, these are things that grow on social media. And something that is not really talked about when talking about social media, especially in today's world, is our attention spans. Me, for one, can personally say, my attention span since I've had Instagram, since I've had TikTok, has decreased significantly. I don't just find myself scrolling reels. I find myself scrolling reels and holding my screen down so it plays in 2 times speed. Okay? It may seem funny, but it really goes to show how social media has impacted our lives and how we don't know about it. Like I said, if you asked me a couple months ago, I would have said, no, it's amazing. I love social media, but facing real world problems like our exams, like extracurriculars, and having that distraction really made me see how it's affected me. So like I did say, there is always positives and negatives, but I feel like as we go on, if it's not monitored, the negatives will eventually outweigh the positives, especially at a young age.
To answer the question about is social media really a good way to approach this issue, I think, as Dylan mentioned, social media is really just a double-edged sword. It just depends on the attitudes that you have towards it and how you approach this. For example, a lot of people, they moderate their screen time. They're okay with it. They have social media, but they can balance the things in their life. But I think at the end of the day, social media is the one thing that can really just grasp and take people's attention, especially of this generation. So I think this is maybe the only effective way to actually approach this issue and make a change, because it's the only thing that we as a generation collectively use and kind of like the thing that takes up our day or lives the most.
Yes, that's true. And also, Dylan did mention cyberbullying. I know that certainly in our school, and I'm sure in other schools, this has probably been an issue, a new issue that schools have had to deal with and probably bring rules and regulations against. And what do you guys think schools should do to combat this issue? Because the truth is that schools don't really, until now, don't really have a proper action plan against cyberbullying, because it's a new problem. It's fairly a post-COVID problem, to be honest.
So I would probably challenge that actually, that cyberbullying is a new problem. I think in my generation, when I was growing up, people were using kind of things like MSN Messenger, which would give you a good idea of my age. But certainly there was bullying that took place online through those kind of platforms when I was at school. So I don't think it's necessarily a new issue, but it's certainly one that we've been quite slow to address. In terms of what can be done, I think we need to be clear that there's a zero tolerance approach really for any kind of bullying at the end of the day. It needs to be clear. So I talked about signposting earlier, clear reporting mechanisms for these kinds of issues. People need to have confidence that proper action will be taken, so there needs to be transparency about the process that will be followed when someone comes forward. And sometimes there's something around kind of anonymity of reporting as well. I think quite often when people think about that they might be confronted by the person who has perhaps been bullying them, or they might have to confront that person face to face as part of a reporting process, this puts lots of people off of reporting. So I think those three issues are quite key.
I do agree with your method of signposting and having this centralized way to report your problem. However, in my opinion, I feel like when it comes to cyberbullying, a lot of the time it's because people can't say that to your face. It's because people are afraid to really express themselves, whether it be good or bad. In my opinion, with social media, there are multiple ways to stop receiving that hate. Instagram has the block feature, TikTok has the block feature, and what this does is it stops you from seeing these harmful messages, it stops you from receiving this negativity. And in my opinion, with what you said, how it is anonymous to an extent, if somebody does report it, a lot of the time, me as a teenager may feel like, oh no, I've reported him to my teacher or to the service that I'm using. What's going to happen to me now? And a lot of the time, especially in schools, we have this snitching culture where when people snitch, they get hated on. It's not right. I don't agree with it, but it is the truth. And that's why I feel like stopping it at the root is the best idea. If, for example, Mariam is cyberbullying me, the easiest thing I can do, pick up my phone, click the block button, and move on with my day. Obviously, that's easier said than done. A lot of people have deeper rooted issues, and when it comes to bullying in real life, that's a whole different story. That's my opinion when it comes to cyberbullying.
Honestly, for me, I think a very important prerequisite from schools and from people themselves is to understand the actual severity of cyberbullying. In order to understand the severity, you need to look at the multiple cases in the Gulf region and abroad, internationally. So for instance, in order to understand the severity of it, we need to look at the cases given. So how many people we know have lost our lives due to cyberbullying? How many people have logged off and never used social media again due to like one sly comment or anything? So in order for us to genuinely take an appropriate action, I think we need to teach and educate the general populace on the actual severity of the situation so that people can actually hold on, they need to hold their horses, and they can actually tackle the issue from the root.
I do think that's a very good point that you've raised, that perhaps cyberbullying and mental bullying in general gets less, it's taken less seriously because you don't see the effects of it right in front of you, right? And that's generally how it is with any mental issue. So what do you think we should do to like, other than like spread more awareness? Because realistically speaking, you like put up a few posters, but it's like, I personally, like there will be posters put up like all over the school, and let's be honest, sometimes we'll just ignore it. I have to get to my lesson, I have to go somewhere. I'm not really focusing on the posters, on something like that. So what do you think we should do?
I do agree that schools take a very, very shallow approach, and they think of it more idealistically rather than realistically. So they think that putting up posters or just holding an assembly, maybe a few, would change bullying or maybe would end bullying at the school. It never works. It never happens. I think, as Aziz said, that bullying just, it needs to be taken into consideration, and actually you have to just consider and think about the negative consequences and the results of what has happened. I think that just ultimately people need to, I know it's easier said than done, or maybe this is a cliche, but just thinking before they do anything, because as mentioned before, it's very easy to hide behind the screen, and it's very easy to just send, like, post a few hate comments, blah, blah, blah. But thinking about the consequences, thinking about how these can hurt someone, and thinking about all the negative things that have happened and all the lives lost, I think will just make you think twice and maybe just not.
Adding to Fatima, adding to what Fatima said about thinking twice and having that rational thinking, how that is true, and for the vast majority of people, that will apply to. But a lot of the severe cases where we see people who are bullying don't have that rational thinking in their brain. They do it, and the reason why they do it and the reason and the way the school treats it does affect it a lot. If a kid is bullying somebody again and again and again, whether it be online or in real life, they're not doing it for no reason. Then what may be going on, they may have something going wrong at home. They may be experiencing something with themselves they're not comfortable about. There's so many other factors, and for example, if a fight breaks out at school, what happens at ESF is the two kids get caught in and they get suspended. Instead, what should happen is the teachers, which we do have amazing pastoral team at ESF, they should analyze, why are these children fighting? Is that child okay? How can we help that child instead of just facing them with suspension? Because a lot of the time, if you're a bully and I'm bullying Aziz, I don't want to be in school anyway. So you're just giving me what I want when you're suspending me instead of helping the problem.
That's true. That's a very good point, again, that you've raised there. But I do want to say, you just mentioned that, say, two people have fought and we just suspend them without looking at the cause of it. Sometimes it's not that that person has something going on in their life or that they're being bullied themselves or something like that. Sometimes it's just teenagers being teenagers. Sometimes they're just fighting because this person said this, so this person said that. He looked at me. It could be something like that, and then that could become something where the school wastes its time, money, and resources that could be used for someone who actually needs it. How do you differentiate between cases like that?
I think schools should play an active role in familiarizing the student body with the appropriate authorities. For instance, let's say that a pertinent issue is in our school is cyberbullying, for instance. They could introduce them to like cybersecurity programs, like maybe by the government or which is student run, which educates the people on how to deal with these situations. And by doing so, and by the people specifically, the people conducting the bullying, if they do understand the severity of their actions, they could take it down a notch, and they could actually, we could work actively to help the people being bullied and the people conducting the bullying. So we could stop the issue that stems from two roots. Instead of just stopping one party from continuing what they're doing, we could do it from both ends.
I think that was quite an interesting point there, and what I would quickly say is that so far in this discussion we focused quite heavily on what the school could do at a teacher or a pastoral care level, for example, but actually lots of addressing bullying in any form is ultimately going to come down to the atmosphere among the students. I mean, we talked about, creating a collegiate atmosphere here. I think ultimately, like, lots of people, certainly are, from my recollection, would bully because they somehow felt it was cool, or was somehow, a way to exert power over another individual who was perhaps vulnerable. So I think really, I'd be quite interested to hear what you guys think. What can the students actually do themselves to try and address cyberbullying or bullying in other forms?
I think this is a good question because obviously we all are students. If, like you asked, if the head of my school came and said the exact same question, what I would do is take the time to get to know my peers. A lot of the time when we pick on people, it's because we don't know them. We don't have that connection with them. I am way more likely, I'm not saying I would, but a person is way more likely to bully somebody that they don't know because they're better than them at something. They're better looking, they're funnier. That makes people jealous. And we're all not perfect, and that will make you want to have this hatred towards somebody. However, if I had a close friend and he was better than me something, I would want to push him further because he's my friend. So building that connection between two people is more than just friendship. It helps create peace in a workplace. Whether we like it or not, the school is a stepping stone to a workplace. And instilling these values at a young age really helps us move forward.
I think also as a school, what we should do is I think also as students, what we should do is have absolutely no tolerance for even the smallest comment. Obviously not like something that's like a joke, but like something that's considered bullying, but it's so small that you would consider overlooking it. Because the day you do that, you give the person who's bullying you more space and they become more comfortable to like increase it. And then at some point you're gonna get to a point where you're not gonna feel very comfortable going to the school, because then they will be like, so why didn't you stop it when it happened? Like, this was ages ago, you could have stopped it then. So I think we as students should have zero tolerance, even if it like causes you trouble, or if it's like, oh, you snitch or whatever. But you have to have zero tolerance to this type of behavior.
Usually, the root cause of bullying is usually an individual wanting to establish a specific. So usually I think that one of the root causes of bullying is the fact that one would want to establish a specific, let's say, superiority complex. I'm better than you at this. I'm better than you at like this specific thing. And that is done for the sole cause of deriving satisfaction. That would make you feel better about yourself. At a specific, let's say for instance that you got a higher grade than your friend. And you're not internally satisfied with your grade, but the only way that you think would make you feel better is by bullying your friend. So that would make you feel better. However, I don't think that's a very good thing to approach. And a better way to solve that issue would be fostering an environment at school for each other to recognize our achievements so that we can all feel better about ourselves without the need to shun any others.
Okay, thank you, Aziz. Now I would like to actually involve our audience. How would you guys give us suggestions on how schools and educational institutions could improve their take on mental health? I see your hand over there, glasses, yeah? I'll just have someone, can someone give them up? Can you raise your hand?
I think the teacher should know. I think the teacher should know before they punish the student, because sometimes they need to learn what the student is going through before facing the consequences. If something is happening at home, if something is annoying them, or if somebody else started the fight. But sometimes the students aren't honest. For example, if a student didn't start the fight but got in trouble for it, they should check something. What cameras are for? To check what exactly happened. Thank you.
I don't think a teacher should be so eager to give out detentions or consequences very quickly. Because, for example, if I were to fight someone, but he's the one that started the fight, they should think about punishing him first or giving him his consequences. Then they should think about the consequences to give the other student. I'm not saying that the other student wouldn't be wrong, but the student that started the fight would definitely should be in more trouble.
The thing I would add was Farid. He's all correct, but also if the two students are both wrong, they could tell each other sorry, and they regret what they had done, and they don't. Both of them got detention. Both of them not getting detention because they were honest. You were learning them to be mature in real life.
I honestly think that most schools should know the backgrounds of each student before. Even if the student is a bully, there might be something going on at home, or maybe even outside school. Maybe they're having mental issue, whether it's an adult, another student, a student from another school. You never know. They might be having a mental toll. So I think most schools should go check on the backgrounds of their students, which could take certain measures. Thank you.
In my point of view, I think that they make the consequences of any person's bad actions not as stereotypical and as basic as regular things. For instance, detention. When people get into detention, nothing really affects them. It doesn't really make them change their thoughts towards what they should do and how to improve themselves. Why we should make the consequences of their actions actually make them think about what they did. Because the things that we're getting right now doesn't really change some people. It does change a few amount of people, but we need to find the one that really changes a lot of people's thoughts and regret what they do. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for sharing your thoughts and opinions, and I know there was a lot of people who also wanted to add on to the conversation, but unfortunately we don't have all day here. Thank you to all the panelists for adding on, giving us so much information. And also one more thing. Outside, there's a whiteboard and there is sticky notes. So on the way out, after we're done with the awards ceremony, please make sure that to write some feedback for us to have a look at. Thank you.
As we near the end of this incredible journey, it's time to take a moment to look back at everything we've shared, learned, and accomplished during this conference. To help us reflect on the highlights and key takeaways, I would like to invite Hamid Al-Azmi onto the stage to present a summary of the event.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to first of all express my heartfelt thanks for your attendance and active participation in the workshops. Your engagement brought energy and vitality to the conference, and we couldn't have asked for more gracious guests. Before I get ahead of myself, I'd like to reflect on the timeline of events covered today. Firstly, we gathered in this main hall where we went over the first workshop on public speaking, which covered a range of techniques to empower your voice, such as effectively using body language, practice speeches on the stage, getting over stage fright, and more. Next, we had a break and then split into our 3 different workshops. In the photography workshop, students learned how to capture stories through the lens by learning about essential factors of photography, such as composition, lighting, editing techniques, and practicing taking photos in the form of a narrative. In the digital journalism workshop, students learned how to research stories online, as well as how to detect harmful fake news, being given websites to do such. Over at the creative writing workshop, the students focused on the fundamentals of the narrative, like a proper structure, character development, and using descriptive language. Also, engaging in writing exercises together, encouraging them to creatively express their thoughts in a compelling narrative. Earlier just now, at the panel discussion, we saw the youth's fresh and unique perspectives and insights on current topics like education reform, mental health awareness, social media, and cyberbullying. However, today reminded us of something deeper, our responsibility as storytellers. Whether we like it or not, we live in a world full of stories. Stories shape how we see the world, each other, and ourselves. More important than getting a regular story out is to tell it accurately, which is what I'm trying to talk about. You see, a single story told inaccurately can be weaponized and misused to deepen stereotypes. They can misrepresent the community, rewrite history, and in the worst cases, incite fear, hatred, and violence. Whether you're a journalist, a filmmaker, or simply a kid snapping a photo of something that he likes, the stories you tell have power. With that great power comes the great responsibility to get things right. That can be as simple as listening to all perspectives going into your story, proper researching behind the scenes, and being willing to admit when you don't know something. In a world where misinformation spreads within milliseconds, accurate storytelling is more than just a skill, it's integrity. It's a way to build a more informed, connected, and compassionate world that we can all share. Thank you for your time, and I will hand over the mic to Adama.
Now we have a short speech from our sponsors in the order 5M first, and then Petra, and then Raising Canes. So we would like 5M, a representative of 5M, to come give a speech first, and then a representative of Petra, and then Raising Canes.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected principal, teachers, dear students, distinguished guests, and beloved parents. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today on behalf of 5M International Consultancy and Training. As a proud sponsor and a supporter of this meaningful event, the Voice of Tomorrow, empowering youth through storytelling. First and foremost, I would like to extend our heartful thanks to the school management for organizing such a purposeful and inspiring platform for the youth. A big congratulations to vibrant young minds who are participating in this event. You are truly the voice of tomorrow, and it is your stories that will shape the world. At 5M International, we believe in the power of storytelling. It is through stories that we learn, connect, inspire, and grow. Every individual, no matter their age or background, carries a unique story, one that holds the power to educate, to motivate, and to spark change. And when it comes to youth, the potential is limitless. This event is not just about sharing stories. It's about empowering voices. It is about giving our young generation the confidence to express, the courage to lead, and the skills to communicate with impact. We are proud to be part of an initiative that aligns so closely with our mission of empowering people through knowledge and training. I would also like to mention that this is not the first time we are associating with this wonderful institution. We were delighted to sponsor this event last year as well, and to see how beautifully it has grown fill us with the pride. It reinforces our belief that when organizations and educational institutions come together with a shared purpose, a real impact happens. To the school management, thank you once again for giving 5M International this opportunity to support such an important cause. Your commitment to nurturing, talenting, and building future leaders is truly commendable. To the students, we are here for you, and we will continue to be. Let this not be the end of our interaction, but a beginning of long-term relationship of supporting, mentorship, and learning. Whether through learning, workshops, and or future collaborations, 5M International remains committed to supporting your journey. Let me conclude by saying your voice matters, your story matters. Speak it with confidence, live it with pride, and share it with the world. Because through stories, tomorrow becomes brighter. Thank you, and wishing you all a successful and empowering conference. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of Betra Food Higher Management, I would like to appreciate and thank the owners and the managers of the ESF school to take care of this event, and it's our pleasure and honor to be one of the sponsors for the second year for this conference. And it's our, again, pleasure to be here with all of you today at this exciting journalism conference. I would like to take a moment to talk about something that is becoming more important than ever. the power of journalism and the role of you, young people like you, can play in shaping it. As students, you are the future of media, whether you want to be reporters, content creators, photographers, or even fact checker. Your voice matters. Journalism is evolving, and it needs fresh perspectives. You have the power to change, highlight real issues, and bring positive changes. Let us use journalism not just to report the world as it is, but to imagine and build the world as it should be. Again, thank you so much, and I hope today inspires you to explore journalism with passion and purpose. Thank you so much.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Raising Cane's Alsha Group, that I would like to. That's the energy of Raising Cane's food. Yeah, I hope all you guys enjoy that. First of all, I would like to say thank you to school management that giving us this opportunity. This is what we call ACI, which is like active community involvement that we go to schools, hospitals, and we giving some sponsorship on those kind of places. And this was the biggest opportunity that I had in this year. That's you guys, I would say, congratulations on this event, that it was very successful event. I've seen from the morning, not from the morning actually, since yesterday, that how hard you guys work, all the kids. So thank you so much for giving us this opportunity on behalf of this Raising Cane's. So I would like to say just one thing to everyone. Knowledge is the power. Thank you, guys. I'll hope to see you again next year.
As we draw this incredible journey to a close, As we draw this incredible journey to a close, I'm honored to welcome you all to the closing ceremony of the second High School Journalism Conference in Kuwait. I would like to... I would like to thank all of you for coming here today. Whether you were sharing ideas, asking thought-provoking questions, or just soaking it all in, you helped make this conference something truly special, so a big round of applause for that. However, the day is just not over yet. We have a couple of awards we would like to present to students, teachers, and our honorable guests. So now I'm going to hand over to Saba.
Hello everyone, I am Saba Al-Nizi, and today on behalf of my team, I would like to thank our sponsors this year, along with our very loyal sponsors, 5M and Pentra. And we have a new sponsor this year, Raising Cane's, of which I would... Thank you. Raising Cane's, of which I'd like to personally thank for keeping my stomach full. We'd also... Are you guys done? Okay. We'd also like to thank Touch of Hope and CP Magazines for contributing, as well as our other partners for coming today. You can see those people on the back of our booklets. Can we get a representative of 5M, please? Thank And a representative of Petra. And my one and only Raisin Canes. Please. Can we get a representative of Raisin Canes? Yes. Thank you.
On behalf of the entire ASF Oracle, I would like to give a special thanks to Gust for partnering with us. I would especially like to thank the head of mass communications at Gust, Dr. Christina, for giving us her unconditional support and guidance throughout the entire planning of this conference. She has certainly played a pivotal role in its success. Early on in the academic year, our valued colleagues at Gust invited our team to their campus. There, they hosted several engaging workshops that developed and strengthened our skills as young journalists. It has been a great honor collaborating with them for the past 2 years. We have certainly benefited so much from their great expertise, and we hope to see this partnership grow even further. So as a small gesture of our immense appreciation, I am pleased to present them with this gift. Thank you. Can I invite Dr. Christina to the stage, please?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm presenting the award for digital writing. Digital writing empowers ideas to flow and stories to thrive. Thank you to everyone who participated. Everyone did an amazing job, but there were a few people who stood out, and it is my honor to announce this year's digital writing winners as Habiba from ESF, and Taleen from KES. Taleen from KES. Yeah, can Taleen from KES please come on stage? And I would also like to now invite Dr. Christina to the stage to present the overall winner for the competition.
Hi, good afternoon. Just 1 minute, 1 second of your time. The winner of the competition is Habiba El Nagui. for her wonderful news story about Stone Age. Can you please come to the stage? Okay, congratulations. It was very nice story.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here speaking to all of you today. You see, public speaking is a great skill to have. It helps us share our ideas, build our confidence, and connect with other people, whether in a class or even just like this one. Speaking well makes a huge difference. Now, to the winner of the public speaking competition goes to Mazin Teklidin from NES. Please come on the stage. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First off, a huge thank you to everyone who participated in the creative writing. After some tough decision making, I'm excited to finally announce our creative writing winner, Salma Eid.
Good afternoon, everyone. We hope you are enjoying your experience at our conference. Digital journalism is news reporting published through digital platforms like social media, apps, websites, instead of normal and basic, boring, traditional print or broadcast media. And with that, the Workshop Award for Digital Journalism will deservedly go to the respectable delegate, Galal Al-Sharif. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'd like to announce the winner for the photography competition, but before that, I'd like to give a little speech. Photography isn't just about taking photos. It's a way of life. You can leave it, but it never really leaves you. With every photo you take lies a different story. The only difference is you don't use your words to tell it. And with that, we'd like to announce the winner.
So the convener of the workshop told me to refer to them as the dudes, and they would know who they are. So can the dudes please come up? Yes, come on.
Okay. Okay, as we're nearing the end of our event, I'd like to take this moment to consider your participation. We're very appreciative and grateful for all you have done today. So may I please have a representative of each school to come up here and claim their certificates? So may I please have a representative of TA? Could you please come up here? Do you guys not have a representative? You have to. Could I please get a representative of Dasman Middle School? Could I get a representative of AUS? Could I get a representative of CES? I'm waiting for them to come. Okay, could I please have a representative of IBS? Now, could I have a representative of KES? Guys, could I have a representative of KES, please? Thank you. Okay, could I please have a representative of NES? Okay, could I have a representative of SIS? Okay, could I now have a representative of Desmond Secondary? Okay, and lastly, could I please have a representative of ESF, please? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. We'd like to extend our sincerest gratitude to the teachers from the other schools for taking their time to attend this conference. We appreciate your support and patience throughout this event. We are especially grateful that you chose to spend a portion of your weekend with us. We are genuinely thankful for your time and effort you shared with us. Thank you once again. Can I please have the teachers from the English Academy to the stage, please? Can I have Kuwait English School, the teachers, to the stage, please? Kuwait English School, please, the teachers. Oh, wait. Can I have Cambridge English School, please? Can I have DBS primary teachers? And secondary, DBS secondary. Can I have the teacher from New English School? new English school. Oh. Can I have international British school teachers, please? Can I have the teachers from SIS, please? And last but not least, can I have the teachers from AUS? A1. Thank you once again to these teachers.
Now, of course, we can't let the lovely teachers who helped us work behind the scenes to simply go unnoticed. Without their efforts and contributions, we couldn't have made our second ever conference the spectacular event it was today. On behalf of everyone in the Oracle, we would like to present them some gifts. However, due to interest of time, we don't have a lot of time left, so we will present it to them at a later date. To add to this, we would like to present a special gift to an honorable parent who has helped us by providing some resources and funding for this event. Please come to the stage, Mrs. Burnett. Take a picture.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I would like to thank Mr. Shahaber and Ms. Shahaber, our dear chairman. Sadly, they are not here to collect their gifts, so I would like to welcome Mr. Werner on the stage to collect their gift for them.
And lastly, we'd also like to sincerely thank Mr. Warner
whose leadership and support helped bring this conference to life. So please accept this gift as a token of our appreciation. Thank you.
So, this is it. This is the end of the conference. So, I'll try to keep this as brief as possible. Before we officially close, I'd like to express our deepest gratitude to the incredible people and organizations who have made today possible. First of all, to our amazing partners and sponsors. Gulf University for Science of Technology, thank you for being a fundamental pillar in not only in today's event, but also in helping and guiding ESF's aspiring journalists since our fruitful partnership in 2024. So thank you. Special thanks to the British Embassy in Kuwait, who have been extremely supportive of our conference since its inauguration last year. And of course, a conference of this nature could not be possible without the support from our own sponsors. We are truly grateful to 5M, our main sponsor, who have believed in us and supported us since the beginning. Thank you. To Petra Food Group, who, like 5M, have equally stood by us and supported us from the beginning. Also, we'd like to thank Raising Cane's, who have recently joined us. We'd like to thank Raising Cane's, who have recently joined us, and we are grateful for all the sponsorships that they have provided us today. And special thanks to City Pages Magazine, who have agreed to feature us in their magazines. We are truly grateful. To Touch of Hope, the charity we support, we are grateful that you were able to be here today to share valuable information about your charity and the many animals that you have rescued. We truly hope you will continue to gain as much support as possible to assist even more animals. And to the other guests, we thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. Thank you for showing up and sharing your useful and valued inputs in today's various workshops and panel discussions. We hope that today can be used as a platform to continue this conference in the future, which will not only improve our collaborations with everyone, but will hopefully allow us to grow much bigger and grander for our third edition of this high school journalism conference. So thank you. And finally, what would the conference be without all the schools here today? Therefore, last, but by no means least, a special thank you to all the schools who participated today. We are humbled and grateful to host you here today. I will now acknowledge each of these wonderful schools, so please give a huge round of applause for AUS Kuwait, Cambridge English School, Dasman Bilingual School, International British School, Kuwait English School, New English School, Smart Indian School, and the English Academy. Thank you to all of you. And of course, my fellow colleagues of the English School of Fahaheel. Now, before we can truly end today's conference, we have a final surprise. Please welcome Maryam.
Okay, I'm sure you guys are sick of me today, but actually this is not something that many people know about, just my executive team and Mr. Warner. This is probably one of the last times I'll speak to you guys as editor-in-chief, or to this specific group of people at least. And I want to this is like my farewell speech to you guys, I guess. What I want to say is that back in September, when this club started, I remember entering the room and I saw 50 people, literally, the number was 50, and I think that's the largest ESF has ever had in a club, like ever. And I saw these 50 people and I was like, by the next 2 weeks, there is no way half of them are still going to be here. I have been proved wrong up until now. In fact, we have only increased ever since September. So thank you to my team for proving me wrong. And then I was proved wrong the second time when I became editor-in-chief. I thought definitely that I will find myself in a position of becoming a referee between people. Okay? I will find myself in a position of becoming a referee between people, which again, I've not had to face many issues with this group of people, even though we are such a massive group. We had all our meetings in this theater and the theater downstairs because we could not find a classroom to accommodate all these people at once. And so thank you for being a group that was so well behaved. Thank you for being a group that's given me so many memories. I will never forget you guys having a chicken dance here, or trying to act, or trying to sing, or like playing upstairs in the common room. We've had a lot of fun as a group, and definitely the most fun that we've had in this club since the founding. So thank you so much, and I'll definitely miss you. The next group of people whom I'd really like to thank is, again, a group of people who have definitely, again, proved me wrong. And that is my executive team. So that is Ahmed over here, my deputy editor-in-chief. Fatima, my assistant editor-in-chief. Fatima, can you come on stage, please? Is she here? If Fatima's here, she can come on stage. Yeah. Fatima. And my two advisors, Aziz and Salem, can you guys also come on stage if you are here? Okay, so I will say one thing about each one of them. Because I have worked with a lot of them. In fact, the longest speech is going to be for someone whom I very famously don't get along with. He knows himself. Look. So, back in September, when this executive team was voted in, I knew Fatima, but I didn't know her. And by the second week working with her, I knew that this person was not going to give me any problems whatsoever. She was someone who was reliable, someone who I ended up becoming more of a friend, and I would say sisters, more than colleagues with her. And so this is like my favorite friendship that I have gotten out of this club. The next person is Aziz. Aziz is obviously our advisor, and he's also an ex-editor-in-chief of the Oracle. And he's someone whom I've always gone to. I've asked him a question and always get the most wise answer ever. I'll never get an answer from him that will not help me and that will be like unwise, basically. So thank you, Aziz, for being you. Salem is someone who I would say is the most reliable person in this club. Like, if I need someone, I don't know what time, to get something done to absolute perfection, he's the person I'm calling. And this is from before I became editor-in-chief. And last but definitely not the least, and this person is at the end because it's no secret that when he became deputy editor-in-chief, we famously did not get along. Okay, because Ahmed finds pleasure in annoying me the moment he sees me. He will see me and he will say something or do something just to get a reaction out of me. Just to get a reaction out of me. But I will say, Ahmed, out of all the people today in this room, I am the most proud of you. Because because for me, you have outdone yourself, and you've made me very proud. And even though we've become like more sibling rival type of a thing between us, and even last night we were like going on about something, but Ahmed is actually someone who I've enjoyed having this club with a lot, and I'll definitely miss him the most out of everyone. So thank you, all of you. And there's one more person, and without this person, this club, this conference, you all would not be here. And that is Mrs. Jackson. So can you please come on stage? Why are you coming? Can I say, and this is on behalf of everyone in the club, that Mrs. Jackson, you're an inspiration for all of us. You've definitely left a mark in my life, and I'm sure in many other people's life. Yes, guys? Mrs. Jackson to us is someone who is not only quite lenient sometimes, she let us get away with things, but she can be very strict at times. But she is easily one of the coolest people we've worked with, and easily the coolest teacher we've worked with. Sorry guys if you're So this is our thank you for you. And I would like to call Mr. Warner on stage to say a few words. So that's it for this year, guys. See you next year. Bye! Woo! Yeah. Wait. Aziz, where's Aziz? Aziz,